Seller financing, part 3, why it's good for you as a buyer. Well, let's start with the fact that I can negotiate better terms for myself. With the bank, there's no negotiating. Remember, we're talking about investment property here. And if you try to buy investment property, whether it's a single family home or commercial real estate, you have to come up with 25 to 30% down payment. Well, what if I don't have that kind of money? What if I don't have the capacity to raise 30%? If I can negotiate better terms for myself, I might be willing to pay the seller's price if I can get my terms. Instead of 30%, I can probably negotiate a 20% down payment, a 10% down payment, whatever works for the seller and works for me as well. Think about that. What if I don't have to raise 30%? Hello? The second reason that owner financing works well for you as a buyer is less fees. Have you ever seen some of these lender documents and all the fees that they tack on? Lender origination fees, all these lender fees. Well, with owner financing, blah to all of that. Now, third and probably the most important reason that owner financing works really, really well for you as a buyer is it allows you to scale. If you attempt, for example, to buy rental properties under your name, which you probably shouldn't be doing anyways, but that's a video for a different day. But let's say for argument's sake that you want to rack up rental properties. Well, one of the things that you're going to find out very quickly is that the banks are probably going to cap you out at about 5 or 6 property. I know somebody that owns 9, but I've never seen anybody own more than 9. And the reason for that is simple. If, let's say you have 10 properties under your name and all of a sudden you have 4 vacancies, the bank is going to ask, do you have the money to pay for 4 mortgages for maybe a month, maybe 2 months? Maybe you've got that money, maybe you don't, but that is a risk to the banks. So the banks will probably cap you out. With seller financing, this is a non-issue because the banks are not involved. If you have the skills to pick up tons of properties, 50, 60, even more properties, this is really the only way to do it, through being able to negotiate seller financing terms. Now, the risk is still there, and that is if you lose 10% of your tenants, do you have the money to make up the mortgage payments for a month, maybe 2 on 10% of your properties? Maybe you do, maybe you don't, but this is the reason that we don't do single family. We do multifamily instead, because with multifamily, whether it's an apartment complex or a mobile home park or whatever, we can bake in 7, 8%, 10% vacancy, whatever we feel is appropriate for that asset class. We can bake in 10% vacancies into the deal. But that's a video for another day.